it's Chris with Prep Logic. With the recent rise in firearms tragedies in the country, we want to talk to you for a second about the red flag laws that are coming up. Now, red flag laws are legally known as Extreme Risk Protection Orders, ERPOs, or Temporary Removal of Firearms, TRFs. They may be filed by any law enforcement officer, a family member, a cohabitant, or a physician or psychiatric professional. Now, there are two forms these orders take. There is the temporary ERPO, or temporary removal of firearms, which lasts from 30 to 90 days, depending on the state. I encourage you to get online and check your state-specific guidelines. Once you're served for your temporary ERPO, a police officer will show up. They will tell you that a person has indicated that you may be a credible threat if you possess firearms. They will then take your guns. Pure and simple. You don't get to know who accused you. There's no burden of proof at that point. You don't get to know anything. Just that your guns are being taken away. And that's pretty much it. So your Second Amendment goes, gone. Fourth Amendment, gone. You're done. Just like that. Now, this search can include your home, your automobile, your place of employment, and can also include the home of family members that your threat has the person identifying you as a threat has said might hide guns for you. So not only your rights go away, but their rights can go away too. Now, at that 90-day hearing, contrary to current rumor, there is some degree of a burden of proof required. At your hearing date, you may or may not get to find out who your accuser is. If they choose to appear at the hearing, they can appear at the hearing. They're not required to. They can testify solely by affidavit, meaning they can write a note to the judge. But they have to include, at the hearing date, they have to include some evidence that you're a threat. Text messages, social media posts, recorded phone calls, witness statements, anything that might prove you're a dumbass and that you threatened somebody. Again, the order will be reissued, this time for a year and a day, with the stipulation that it can be renewed, depending on the state, for anywhere from 1 to 3 more years. Now, if the state in question has a rule that they will not store firearms longer than a certain amount of time, what many states will do is destroy the firearms. Now, if that state destroys your firearms and it doesn't offer you compensation for those seized items, that's a violation of your Fifth Amendment rights. So you've already had your Fourth, Second, and Fifth Amendment possibly violated. And even if they do offer you money, it's not going to be anywhere near fair market value for your firearms. If you're like me and you put any love into your firearms, you're going to get blue book value. Just accept that right now. But most of the time, they won't pay you for your firearms, which is, again, a violation of the Fifth Amendment, because no property shall be seized without just compensation. So, you've gone to your hearing. The year-long order has been issued. As I stated, they can search your home, your car, your place of employment, or any family members or friends who they say might hide guns for you. If they don't choose to appear, you will never find out who accused you. You have no due process. You have no way to challenge this. Some states, the hearing is a formality. Washington State, for instance, they might as well just issue it when the cop hands it to you. You're never going to get your guns back in Washington State. Pure and simple. Now, I'm not encouraging people to, be violent. In fact, I think exactly the opposite. Because the only way we're going to combat this is by not being dumbasses. Don't say stupid shit on Facebook. Don't get mad and text somebody. Don't talk crap over Xbox or PlayStation. You put it out there, eventually somebody's going to spank it. Pure and simple. Watch what you say and do. Treat each other decently. Be respectful. You can be mad, but either walk away or engage in effective discord. Don't say stupid shit. This is how your rights get taken away. Now, I also want to point out that these ERPOs have been compared to restraining orders. They are nothing like restraining orders. They don't do what restraining orders do. Restraining orders require a burden of proof. You have to go to the police with some burden of proof. Bruises, text messages, emails, something that says you hurt somebody or you threaten somebody. At that point, based on the evidence you present, a judge can issue a temporary restraining order. Yes, your firearms are seized, but they're seized because you were a dumbass and the courts have positively identified you were a dumbass and set you a hearing to prove whether or not you had a reason to be a dumbass. Now, with a restraining order, you can go to court and get your guns back. You can go to court and get your rights back. And you get to know who's accusing you. So they're nothing like ERPOs. They require due process, and usually restraining orders are justified. So comparisons between restraining orders and ERPOs are gone. What I want to encourage everybody to do is just think about what you say to each other. Think about what you do. And let me be clear. If you know there's a threat, if you know somebody's being stupid, report it. And don't just report it and not follow up. This kid in Parkland was reported dozens of times. But nobody followed up, nobody made any noise, nobody did anything to make sure this didn't happen. If there's a credible threat, then these laws are reasonable. If you're going around saying stupid shit like you're going to shoot people up or bomb a Walmart or something, you should have your firearms taken away. Because you're a dumbass. And if you can't use social media responsibly, you clearly can't use a firearm responsibly. Just saying. Please think about these things, folks. These red flag laws are dangerous. The existing protections from abuse laws, restraining orders, are more than able to adequately compensate threats against people. They provide a level playing field for protecting people from abuse. All these ERPOs do is take people's guns. They're just there to violate your rights. They're not restraining orders. They don't require a burden of proof or due process. Take the time to think about what you say and do. If you're a firearms owner, you have a responsibility to act in a responsible manner and set an example. Don't just think that because you have a gun, you're cool and you can get away with murder. Take some personal responsibility. Think about what you say and do. In the case of firearms, words matter. They can negatively affect you. As always, folks, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section. I'm happy to answer them for you. If you need help finding links to your state's red flag laws, ask, and I'm happy to help you find those. As always, be decent to each other, because we're all in this together. God bless. Thanks for listening this week, folks. We really appreciate you. If you like that content, smash the like button and subscribe. If you want to help us get our message out there and grow this channel, please share our content. Again, we appreciate y'all. We hope you have a blessed day.